I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. Wherever you're watching today, I have a amazing artist on my show. That's right, two live broadcasts in one day, Yaya. I've got it going on, baby. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. I'm telling you right now, I am on a roll. Well, I'll tell you one thing. When it comes to artists, there is no lack of amazing artists on my show. You can watch my show anytime on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you find me, you're going to find amazing people doing amazing things. And my next guest is amazing. I want to welcome to the show Fluid. What's up, dude? Let me go get you
Hey,
on here.
Yaya.
You. Uh-oh,
Hey,
uh-oh.
Yaya. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on the show, man. I appreciate your time and everything that you're doing to, put forward your energy towards the things that you want to do in life. Tell everybody about yourself today.
Okay, well, my name is Fluid. I am a rap artist from Union City, California. I'm also the founder and owner of Fluid Motion Music and Entertainment, which is my own record label / entertainment company. And I am the lead artist, of course. It was something that I founded in order to help get my music out.
Sweet. You know, Let me ask you a question. A lot of people, I always ask this question, but what is the music industry like today? I mean, back in the day, it used to be that you needed the major record labels and all that, but today, do you really need that? I mean, tell me about this.
To be honest with you, I mean, the independent game, to me, from what I can see, is doing very, very well these days. I mean, having a major record label behind you, can help you in a lot of ways. But um, being that we're in the digital age and there's different ways of marketing yourself, you can pretty much be an independent, and you can get yourself up there, kind of like what you would get if you had a major record label, as long as you have the right push. You just have to have a good team, and you have to be really savvy when it comes to the tech stuff that's involved with this, being able to work your social media, email campaigns, having a website. Nowadays, especially with COVID, one of the things that people are doing are like virtual performances, or
Mhm.
setting up like virtual reality shows or blogs or podcasts in order to kind of get their names out and to kind of connect with their audience. So I would say the industry, it's kind of going in a good direction. Like, we're starting to depend more upon technology, technology that's been around for a long time, but now, since we're kind of being forced to use it because everybody's kind of stuck or was stuck indoors. So
Mhm.
now
Mhm.
so now people are kind of finding out ways to use that to kind of get their platform out there. For me, it's working really well. I think I'm doing a lot better now, in terms of my marketing and my reach to my audience, than I was doing before the pandemic.
Mhm. Yeah, I have, these preconceived notions that it takes talent to make it, but is that right in this day and age?
You know what, I believe you're right. I believe that it does take talent to make it, but I believe that there are people in this world who have different levels of talent. Everybody is not, an award-winning lyricist when it comes to rapping, or everybody may not necessarily have the most soulful voice when it comes to singing, but you take what talent you have, and you take what tools you have, and you make it work. But I believe that talent is the main thing that will get you going. Unfortunately, we're live in a society where, a lot of people, they're looking for the cookie cutter thing. They're looking for, they hear the Drakes and the Megan the Stallions, and they're looking for cookie cutter artists that kind of fit that same mold. So I would say, if you get into that mode, 9 times out of 10, you could probably get people to listen to you. But I feel if you want to have longevity, you have to have something original that you're bringing to the table, something that will go beyond like a season, something that's going to take you like into the future, keep people interested in you, and keep them wanting to come back and listen to your music. And I feel like if you're just doing stuff that's sounding like everybody else, then you won't last that long.
Mm. And that's true, and to me it's like, okay, so if you're doing something like everybody else, if you're trying to sound like the major artists that are out there today, there is nothing that's going to separate you from them, and pretty much you're going to get drowned by that. But what about the business side of it? What would be the major thing that one artist would have to really really kind of bog down and learn in order to boost themselves to that next plateau?
I think one of the most important things is you have to figure out your niche. You have to figure out your audience, and then the most important thing is being able to brand and market yourself so that you reach those target audiences that you're looking for. If you don't, I mean, you can make all the music in the world. If you don't have an avenue for people to listen to it, if you don't have a way to market it to people so that they know that the songs and or whatever entertainment medium you're involved with exists, then it does you no good. So I would say marketing is one of the most important things that you can
Mm-hmm.
learn how to do.
That's sweet. That's sweet. In any career that you're going to go after, in anything that you're going to do in life, you have to push yourself. Investing
Definitely.
in yourself is something that most people don't want to do. They don't want to invest themselves. They don't believe in paying. They don't believe in anything. They want everything for free. Is that a realistic outlook on what you should be doing for yourself?
I would say no. And the reason why I say that is because I mean, when I first started as an artist, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of beautiful people who came into my life who were willing to do things to help me and willing to offer me things for free and whatnot. But as time went on, as you start becoming a bigger presence, in the entertainment industry, and you start getting deadlines and people reaching out to you, wanting you to do things, you kind of want to get yourself to a point where you can afford to and be willing to pay for the things that you need in order to move yourself forward. I mean, it's nice for people to hook you up and to plug you on different things, but there's nothing like actually having the money to go out and pay for things yourself. For one thing, if people are offering you things for free, there's no contract there. So
Mm-hmm.
they can give you whatever it is that they're offering you whenever they want on their time, and their time may not fit your time. I may have like today. I had an interview with you today, one
Mm-hmm.
thirty p.m. my time.
Mm-hmm.
I may have needed pictures or something that I needed to give you by 1:30. The person who's giving it to me for free, they may think, okay, well, I'll get it to him whenever I get it to him because I'm doing this for free. This is a favor to him. If I pay somebody to do it, you are contractually obligated to give me what I asked you for by the time I
Mm-hmm.
asked you for it. So there's
Right.
no problems, no misunderstandings at 1:30. That person that I paid, unless they want to renege on the contract, better have my pictures or whatever else that they're supposed to me so that I can do what I got to do with them. And that works
Definitely.
out better.
It does. It does work out better. I like that. And I love being personable with the people that are coming on the show. When it comes to something like this, when it comes to your career, when it comes to learning about your career and investing in yourself, what is the one thing that you suggest the artists do? I mean, there's so many different things to do, but what would be like your starting point?
The first thing I would say is you have to get to a point to where you have to make sure that you are like, well, especially for the music industry.
Mm,
I would say the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you are making music that you're comfortable with and that you like. There's nothing wrong with keeping up with trends in the industry, but you want to make sure that you're making music that you love and that when you play it, it makes you happy, it makes you want to nod your head.
mm-hmm,
And then from there, you have to find like-minded individuals who also appreciate the music that you're making, and use them to kind of help you get the word out and to kind of push your sound.
mm-hmm,
The more people, of course, the more people that they pass it on to, the more people, the bigger your audience is. So you just have to you got to find a lane. That you have to find your lane basically,
mm-hmm.
and then learn how to ride it. And you ride
Yeah,
it till the wheels fall off.
I hear that. And then you go to the hardware store and get some more. Anyway, so
Exactly. Exactly.
now, how important are live performances when it comes to building your fan base?
I would say live performances are very important because although you can push records without doing live performances, the thing about live performances is that people are able to put a face onto the music that you're making. They have an opportunity to see how you are, performing, to see your antics, to see a little bit of your personalities, to see your style come out in your live performance. So I think that's important. I mean, it's the same thing with I tell people it's the same thing with music videos as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if people can have some sort of a visual or some sort of a face that they can attach to the music, that tends to go a little bit further than just, okay, well, this guy put out a song, it's a nice song, but I know nothing about him. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know how good his live shows are, and I've never seen any videos of his. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
song, and eventually that song, without any more push behind it, will kind of fade into obscurity unless you really have a big, push, a really big presence around it. Not to say
Right.
that people haven't marketed songs without those tools, but I think that you get so much further when you add those things to what you're doing.
Definitely, definitely. So tell me about. I mean, you do so many different things. You have so many hats. I mean, okay. So tell everybody what you do. I mean, because I was looking at it, I was like, I can't do all that. I just can't. I just
Okay.
can't.
Well, first of all, like I said, I'm the founder and owner of a entertainment label slash record company. I am an artist myself. I also do writing for other artists. I provide artist consultation services for like other up and coming artists that I know. Kind of give them advice on things that they could do to better market themselves. To, give them tips on doing videos, performances. Like I help connect them with producers and other artists that can kind of help push them and or help further their sound. I would say I'm a producer to a certain extent because I do, I've been sort of like an executive producer of other people's songs and their projects. Like I've had a lot of input
Mm-hmm.
in helping them shape their sound or shape particular records so that they can get the sound or the content that they want on the record. I do a little bit of modeling. I would say well, you can see I have my own clothing line I'm trying to get together. That's my logo. This is my fluid gear. So I'm trying to find a way to push that. There are also other people I know with clothing labels who from time to time I help them out by, being a model or a face for them. Like I might wear their stuff during like when I do interviews like this or on
Mm-hmm.
videos. And I am also I would say a bit of a philanthropist, a bit of a philosopher. I am. This doesn't have really anything to do with the music, but I'm an avid gamer. I love video games. Um, I would have given you guys my Twitch information, but I'm kind of new to Twitch, so I'm kind of figuring that out. So, but when I get that going, I will share that with the world. Um, and I'm also a snowboarder, and I also fancy myself as being a little bit of a comedian. Maybe not in the professional sense,
Snow.
but
Sn-
I'm people say I'm a pretty funny
Snowboarder.
guy. Snowboarder,
Snowboarder.
yes,
You
snowboarder.
snowboard? Oh,
I do snowboard.
you couldn't get me out there. Sorry. Wouldn't know.
Not not a snow kind of person.
No, no,
No,
I
you
live
like
in
the you like
Florida,
the
darling. I live in Florida.
okay. You like the warmer weather. I understand that.
Yeah, no, I could boogie board down on the beach. I could do that.
Okay, okay.
But snow, no.
Well,
So,
I'm a Pisces, so I do love things that have to do with water too. So I mean, I
oh
can
well, it's just
I can get
frozen
down with the
water.
boogie boarding. Is well, no, I wouldn't want to swim in frozen water.
I know, but you said
But
snowboarding, so it's frozen water. So So
well, yeah,
tell
that's
me.
true.
So you got two songs out now, and you're getting ready to put out a new one. So tell me about your songs.
Okay, okay. The first song, "Land of the Free." What "Land of the Free" essentially is, it's kind of a social political commentary kind of record. That
Mm-hmm.
record was conceived after, I think I can, if I remember correctly, I conceived it like within like a few minutes after watching that George Floyd footage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's funny because everybody was talking about it, and there were people who were giving their description of when they watched it, and I went and watched it, and there was a part of me that didn't want to watch it. Because you hear about these instances of police brutality, people being recorded, being killed on camera, and that's not something I really want to see, but I couldn't stop watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the point when I finished watching it, I realized that, hey, I just literally watched someone get killed.
Mm.
And then all those emotions started flooding into my head. I'm like, okay, this has been going on for years, and the powers that be seem to still not get it. They seem to still not understand that we are people, that we have lives, that we understand. I understand that they have a hard job to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't try to take anything away from that. They want to go home to their families at the end of the day, and so do we. And that anger and frustration led to me creating that record. It's basically just it's a call for change. It's a call to action amongst us minorities, and not just black people, but us minorities, to kind of band together and kind of fight against the systematic racial injustice that's going on in all of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Hold the government and the police and the rest of the powers that be accountable for the mistakes that they make,
Mm-hmm.
and try to create some change in our way of thinking.
Right.
Not only our way of thinking as black people, because for one thing, we have to learn now that we have to learn to stick together a little bit better, and we have to
Mm-hmm.
learn to protect ourselves better, and we have to learn when we get in situations. We also, but I want to stress this: I am not condoning any of the killing that's going on with the police officers, but we as black people have to learn to a certain extent how to behave in those situations.
Right.
It doesn't do us any good to be cursing out the police and arguing with them and ratcheting up the tensions that are already present in a situation like that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying be a good old boy and just cooperate, because I mean, even when you cooperate, you can get killed. But it's probably better if you approach the situation in a calm manner. Try to be as respectful as you can, even if they're not being respectful. And I mean, even if you get arrested and ended up in jail, it's better than you getting killed.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And at least you being alive in jail, at least you're alive to fight it. You're alive to clear your name of the charges that they try to bring against you. But if you get
Oh
killed,
yeah.
that's it. You just get killed. You may become a martyr, and that's great, but you're not breathing anymore. Your
All right.
friends and
You're not
family have
here.
lost somebody that's close to them. And I want for us to get past that, but I also want for police to not be so itchy trigger fingered when it comes to dealing
Oh,
with us. I
definitely.
understand this. I understand that, like I said, I understand it's a crazy job. I understand that there's some very inherent dangers that they face every day doing it, but that's the job that you picked. You knew what you signed up for. But at the same time, you got to understand that everybody that you approach is not a criminal or not somebody that seeks to harm you or to keep you from going home to your family. And nine
That's
times out of
right.
10, if you get some better training, or maybe just think a little bit more rationally and work a little bit harder at de-escalating the situation, because it may just be that the person that you're dealing with, maybe they just had a bad day.
Yeah.
Maybe they've been through a series of different things, and this is just the straw that breaks the camel's back, and they don't mean to bring all the angst or tension that they're bringing your way. But hey, I've already had a bad day. Now I got to deal with the police on top of this. You're giving me a ticket, or you're pulling me over and bothering me, and I'm just trying to get home. Be understanding of that. We're human beings. I'm sure there's
Mm-hmm.
times when they felt the same way. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, take all of that into consideration.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Wow, wow. That's a Land of the Free is a very serious song according to what you just explained. And I
Yes.
like it. I like it. I like unity. You know what I mean? I believe
Hmm.
in unity. I believe that people we have to get over certain things, and so there are
Yeah.
there's good and there's bad in every nation, in every color, every race, every creed, every country,
Yes. I
and
agree.
it's not in a color. Definitely not in a
No.
color. So, and what's the second song?
Now the second song, Major Leagues. That's more of a it's a little bit of a different song than I've ever done. It's kind of the from a sonic standpoint, musically, it's kind of a fusion of several different genres. I would say a fusion of hip hop, rock, um, drill music, and maybe a little bit of trap.
Mm,
Now that music is basically it's kind of a feel good record. It's something energetic, something that you can work out to, something that you can dance to, something to kind of just lift your spirits. It's also something a record that I designed to kind of display my lyrical inventiveness or lyrical creativity.
mm-hmm.
I kind of switch up cadences on this one. I go from a slow flow into a fast flow into a medium flow, and kind of switch it up as I go.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the theme Major Leagues. It's funny because the producer named the beat Major Leagues, and so
Okay.
when he sent it to me, sometimes if I get a beat that a producer names, sometimes that'll be what sticks in my head. And I thought
Uh-huh.
Major Leagues, Major Leagues. I'm thinking, okay, Major League Baseball. I'm thinking, okay, well, the concept is, all you other MCs out there are not in my league because I'm in the major leagues. You guys are like Pop Warner football, little league baseball to me. Like, you're not making the moves that I'm making. So, if you want to get where I'm at, you got to step up your game and get into the major leagues. And I think that says it.
That does. It says it big time. There's so many different videos that I've watched of people talking about how they've made it into the big time and how they wake up earlier than everybody else to get so much done. And by the time you're waking up, everything's been done already. So it's like you're
Hmm.
a little late there. But is there any truth to the matter that you really do need to put your best foot forward and do your best to get yourself out there as much as possible?
Oh, most definitely. And that's something that goes for not only just music, but whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, you have to always be willing to put your best foot forward. I mean, you have to look at what you're doing as a job. And with any job, you have to put in the labor. My job is creating music. I'm putting a product out there. I'm basically, marketing and soliciting a product out there. And in
Hmm.
order for me to get people to pay attention to that product and to want to buy that product, I have to put my best foot forward in terms of advertising that product, letting the people know that, hey, I have songs. I'm an artist. I make music. I have songs. They exist. They're on these platforms. Take a listen. You can go here, 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 and here to get them. And once we establish that and I get the interest going, then that's what helps me move forward. To whereas if I sit back and, okay, I drop a song and I don't do any marketing, I don't let anybody know that it's there. I send out maybe one tweet or one TikTok or whatever and leave it alone. Well, you may reach a couple of people, but the majority of people that you could be reaching, you won't reach. And there'll be a
Right.
whole plethora of people who know nothing about what you're doing. And that's not going to help you sell records. It's not going to help you advertise whatever other product that you're advertising. You're just going to be stagnant. You have to be willing to
Mm.
get out there and hustle and make moves. Now, I'm a little opposite than from most people. I know they say the early bird gets the worm. I'm a night owl. So for
Uh,
me, while the rest of you are I mean, while the rest of you are asleep, I'm making moves at night.
mm.
So by the time you wake up, my moves have already been made. And I'm gonna get up the next day, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, definitely. I like that because you're going to be up before the early bird. So while the early
Exactly.
bird is sleeping, you're up, you're doing your thing. When the early bird gets up, they are like behind. And then the ones that wake up after the early bird, oh my gosh, if you get any kind of crumbs, you better accept them and start waking up a
Exactly.
lot earlier.
Exactly. You gotta hustle
You
hard or
gotta
go
hustle.
home. And
Definitely.
the moment that you stop, somebody will steal your plate.
They will. They will. Wow. Wow. So we've been putting up your Instagram, your website, your YouTube. It's Land of the Free and also Major Leagues with a Z at the end.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
I appreciate you being on the show. I definitely do. What kind of advice do you give to the people who are beginning at this whole thing, music, and they just don't know?
Well, the first thing that I would say for people who are beginning with music, and this goes, before we even get to the part where we start talking about business. Um, there are a lot of artists that I notice who don't know about counting bars. And when I say that, I mean the average when you're creating a song and you're writing a verse, the average verse is broken down when you start timing it. It's broken down in denominations of four, which means that it could be 4 bars, 8 bars, 12 bars, or 16 bars. There are a lot of rappers that I've met who don't know how to count bars. They just fill up a whole sheet of paper with some words and they figure, oh, well, that's a song. What you have to learn is when you start getting your music streamed and you start getting your music played on the radio, there's a certain, time period that you are allotted for your songs to play. And if you don't make songs within that format, then all of your song is not going to get played. So first thing I would say, just if you call yourself an artist, learn how to count. Learn how to count. If possible, learn how to write your own music if you don't know how. And practice your cadence, meaning get your rhythm together. Now that's just from the musical standpoint. Now when it comes to music, you have to define your audience first of all and foremost. Define your audience, define your style, figure out who to market it to, and either figure out ways on your own of marketing to people, or find other people that can help you, even if that means hiring like a promotional firm or a manager. Those things are very important because having those kind of teams of people to help you, that kind of helps you focus on just the music, because they can do the legwork in terms of, hooking you up with people who can do radio shows like what we're doing now, or
Mm-hmm.
podcasts, or getting your music onto blogs or radio stations, or whatnot.
Right.
So those are very important things too. So you're
Mm.
gonna want it. You're only as good. I was always told you're only as good as your team.
Yeah.
So you want to put together a real good team that has your best interest at heart, and who will really, really, get behind you and give you that push that you need. If you don't have that, it just makes it harder, because that means that you're put in a situation where you have to do everything yourself. You have to be the artist, the owner, the person that's doing the marketing, the person that's negotiating and trying to get the videos done. You literally have to do everything. And I know, because I've worn those hats, and it was very difficult starting this off doing all of that. I mean, there are a lot of like sleepless nights and a lot of frustration, and wow, what am I doing? Am I getting anywhere with this? And but now, as I've moved forward, I've found different people with different talents and different abilities who are willing to help me move forward, to help me push. Like, they may have hookup on this blog over here. Okay, so this person gets me on this blog. This person knows a couple of DJs. They get me here to these DJs. This person knows some people who have a record label, and they want like a song, a theme song or something for their clothing label. So okay, well, they get me involved in that. And while they're shooting me to all these different entities, I can concentrate and focus on doing what I do best, which is creating the music.
Wow, wow. So we have a question from Tommy. He says, "What social media is most influential in promoting your music?"
I would say the two most influential. Well, there's three actually that have been very influential. I would say Instagram has been the most influential, but Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as of lately have been some really good platforms that have really helped me, kind of get my name out there.
Yeah. Thank you, Tommy, for asking that question. It's very important that we know. So then, getting your music up on Instagram, getting your music up on TikTok, and Facebook is going to be the three places that you need to get. And yeah, TikTok is really making a lot of stars, I would have to say now.
Yes, yes, they are.
Mhm.
And it's funny because I never was really big on TikTok, but I'm kind of wading my way through it, kind of figure out how it works. And it's actually, I kind of like it now that I've gotten the hang of it. But you
I
have to
do.
be, but whatever social media platform you're on, the key is consistency.
Ah, yes.
Because like they tell you, out of sight, out of mind, and that's the truth.
Hmm. Hmm.
You stop the moment that if you go too long without posting, then people will find other people, because you got to understand there's thousands, maybe millions of feeds, different people going through that social media platform. So if you're following multiple people, it's easy, for if you're for if I don't do something every day, it's easy for you to get caught up on the people who do things every day. And I mean, and
Right.
before long, I mean, you're watching so many videos, people will have forgotten about Fluid unless I'm posting on a regular basis. And plus, the more that you post, the more that it gets out and the more followers you can get, and that helps you too.
Yeah, definitely. And on my channel, YouTube channel, I'm going to be doing a lot of different reviews that are free mediums that you can help to get your stuff up there consistently and without having to
Awesome.
pay in the beginning. So that's going to be amazing. Fluid, thank you so very much for being on the show. I appreciate it. We've been flashing your Instagram, and we've been flashing your website and all that good stuff. So guys, if you're looking at that, all you have to do is go ahead and just pause the video and go ahead and type that into your browser, and it'll take you there. He has a YouTube channel. He also has an Instagram. And don't forget that the songs names are Land of the Free and Major Leagues with a Z on the end.
Yes.
Let me tell you something, Fluid. It has been such a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for being here and answering questions.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
and uh and thank you. This is now says awesome.
you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jeffrey. That's Jeffrey from This Is Now. And then
Thank you,
this is
Jeffrey.
Tommy.
And
Tommy,
thank you, Tommy.
yep. And when you guys see us up here, when you guys see us up here, please don't hesitate. If you have a question, go ahead and post it. We're gonna be doing some more interviews just like this one with all different kinds of people in all different kind of niches and backgrounds and things. And you want to tune in whenever you see this. And again, let me tell you something. I have had such a wonderful time, Fluid. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yaya. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me. I really
Oh,
appreciate it.
it's been a pleasure. And
And let's
guys,
do it again.
We have to do this again. We have to. And I had a blast. And just to learn more about the music industry and know that it is a business and it's not easy. It's definitely not
It's not.
easy. It's not easy.
Not.
So, all right then, guys. Fluid, don't go anywhere. I want to be right back with you. And you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to dare to be different.
I did to be different.